That sounds good. Ishmael underneath it. No! With the winner six, the London Spirit are first-time winners at home with a magical finish. Deepti Sharma, brave, cool, calm. The fire can't believe it. The fans can't believe it. But it is celebration time for the London Spirit.
Magical scenes at the home of cricket. Look at the emotion in the crowd and the emotion in the squad of the Spirit. Pure delight in the stands. What a wonderful finish. What drama. Feel for the Welsh Fire. They put everything into this game. They've given us great entertainment throughout this year's 100. But wow, what a finish. Heather Knight, you deserve this. You've led your team superbly throughout the tournament, winning the Eliminator yesterday, coming back home to Lords in front of your home fans and getting over the line in quite spectacular fashion.
Well, the memories that Heather Knight has at this ground in big finals. Captain England to a World Cup win here in 2017 against India. Against Deepti Sharma. Today, Deepti Sharma is on Heather Knight's team and winning it for the London Spirit. The Welsh Fire, wow, what a journey it has been for them. They finished bottom of the table in the first 2 years of the 100. They finished third last year, missing out on a washed-out eliminator. They've played superbly well, chasing all the way through this tournament. But they came up against a side that know how to chase as well. It was a rocky road through to this moment, where Deepti Sharma, with a little shimmy, had Shabnim Ismail waiting underneath it. And it was just 30 centimetres too far for the South African quick, who had bowled her heart out. 3 for 24, keeping the fire in the game. Waiting, 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 still waiting. And there it is.
What wonderful footage that is. Superb emotions. I think that's exactly what pod camera looked like with you and I, Mel, as well. The ball hung in the air for an age. And the game was on the line with the ball in the sky. Just wonderful drama. Heather Knight charging onto the field with her group.
Meg Lanning, for me, says so much. She's captain Australia to a 50-over World Cup win, 3 T20 World Cups win, a gold medal in the Commonwealth Games, but she was one of the first out of her seats. That is her first ever domestic white ball short format title as well.
So congratulations to Heather Knight, the winning captain with London Spirit. Heather's off now to join her teammates on the stage and shortly lift that golden 100 trophy. Here she comes onto the stage, about to lift the trophy. The Women's 100 Winners 2024, London Spirit!
Well, that must feel pretty special, and it's a pretty popular victory here at the home of cricket, given London Spirit are at home. Deepti Sharma, what a performer she has been for London Spirit, and crucial today hitting that 6 to win the game so that Heather Knight and her team could lift the trophy. I'm actually going to just look back to a game that we did earlier on in the competition here, the London Derby, where they managed to get that tie, and that was just about enough. You know, a good throw from Charlie Dean. Redmayne, who's the player of the match, meerkat match hero here, took it brilliantly, and they managed somewhere out of nowhere to get a point. Yeah, and those things sort of shifted momentum, and Heather Knight mentioned there was a little wobbly bit, and you need moments to just get you back on track. But the planning and getting back on track has been over a couple of years. Mel mentioned it earlier on commentary. It was 7th versus 8th a couple of years ago. Welsh Fire at the bottom. Both these sides have used the draft well. They've used their overseas signing really well. I mean, Redmayne, you know, they could have gone with the bigger names that are playing consistently in international cricket. Redmayne doesn't get in because of Alyssa Healy and Beth Mooney keeping, so she's available all the time. They've signed well there. And they've read conditions well here with those 3 spinners as well.
The other thing too, they brought in Ashley Noffke as the head coach as well, so he coached the Brisbane Heat to a win 2019. He knows Georgia Redmayne, so there would have been a little bit of chat about how she would fit into this side, and I think that he and Heather Knight have obviously gelled very well, very quickly, and that is so, so important in a tournament where you're just bringing people together so quickly. Ashley Noffke also at UP Warriors with Deepti Sharma, so knows her game. And so I think little moments like that behind the scenes certainly transpire into moments where you're lifting up a pretty impressive trophy.
I was going to say, pretty impressive trophy. I think we might need to get Heather a trolley to get that back over. It looked like she was struggling to carry it. You've got to feel for Welsh Fire. I mean, I was looking into the Welsh Fire dugout, and Ishmael was in tears. You know, she puts her heart and soul into everything she's done. She bowled beautifully today, taking 3 wickets. There has to be a loser, and it was, as you say, by the barest of margins. But what a job Tammy and Welsh Fire have done to turn things around, because they were almost a laughing stock.
They were ordinary. First couple of years, first year they won 2 games out of 8. They were ordinary, and they've got better. I mean, that's the only thing, that a crumb of comfort you could have. It's been bottom, out in the eliminator because of rain last year at the Oval, and out in a very close final this year. That won't be much to Tammy Beaumont and her team at the moment, but they've got to have their heads held up high. You would say probably they relied a little bit too much on their top order, and then Sophia Dunkley towards the end just lost a little bit of form. They were, even with the pressure of a run chase in a final, they were 10, 15 runs short today.
So you're saying 2025 then, really? They just keep going
Absolutely,
up the ladder, so there we go.
Don't bother coming to next year, they're going to win it.
That's done then, isn't it? Yeah. That's it. Danny Gibson, I'd like to talk a little bit about her and her improvement and progression as a hitter. Evidence again today, 22 off 9 balls, and it wasn't the defining innings, but it was certainly a momentum changer.
It made a massive difference, didn't it? Just relieved so much of the pressure. If you cast your mind back a couple of years ago, they tried Danny Gibson opening up the batting, and when she did open up the batting, if you bowled, gave her any width, she would cut you away or pull you away, and maybe that was just that missing piece from the Welsh Fire in this little puzzle about how to try and nullify her. The other thing too is she's gotten into the England side over the last couple of years, and I think just being around that environment consistently with people saying you're not in just for your bowling, you're in for your all-round capability. She played with the Adelaide Strikers in the winning season last year as well. She replaced Deandra Dotton. So all of a sudden you're getting all these opportunities, and people are saying you're in the team not just to fill in numbers but to make a serious difference, and she's doing that with that.